What is going on, everybody? Today's video will be another 100 hit points warrior video. It has been a little bit since I did one of these, but I decided to do a couple games with Eggy's skill 2, and this is what happened. Now, for anybody who doesn't know, Eggy's skill 2 is a commander that allows you to scale super hard on win streaks. So if you can get a win streak going, every time you are on that win streak, every time you get a win, the price of the commander upgrade will decrease by, I think it's like 3 to 5 gold every round. So you can use this commander to scale really hard at the start if you can get some early victories in. So since we saw a bunch of Carmillas, we're just going to go ahead and get her to 2-star right off the bat and hope that she can get us a couple early victories. Always when using Eggy's skill 2, I would say probably the most important rounds are the first couple rounds, basically leading up until the boss, because you really need these early upgrades in order to scale proportionally with this commander. So we ended up getting a Maya level 2. It's going to help a little bit, but not too much until we add either a marksman or an elf synergy with it. And now that we have won those first 2 rounds, our win streak is now in effect. So just try to maintain this streak for as long as possible at the start and hopefully really scale well early. Throw in a celestial bonus of 3 just to try to get this victory right here, and luckily it is strong enough. Carry very early game with that celestial bonus is very strong. Oftentimes I will see a carry with the celestial bonus at the start beat out a 3 marksman team at the start, so keep that in mind. As far as heroes go, I think I will go for the Karina here, because now we can put a elf synergy in there. I believe that is what I do. Yep, so now the Carmilla is kind of just sitting there. I guess I decide to wait around just to see if there's anything I can do with her. And also I think I was debating whether I wanted to full send into a celestial build or an elf build. It's really kind of hard to do both of those together. Okay, go ahead and pick up the Tigreal so that way we can find another tank and get a tank bonus in there. Or excuse me, just upgrade one more time, and since we already have 1 tank in there, we will get a tank bonus from that. And now that we have gotten a couple rounds with the win streak going and Eggy's skill 2, it's really going to make a difference coming out of this boss round, because we are immediately going to be at level 7 commander and able to find some of the more expensive heroes right off the bat. Definitely, since it kind of looks like I am going to go into the elf build a little bit more, I was definitely wanted some magic items here. I'll end up taking the purple thing, which I've never read the name of that, actually. Crazy. But that is actually a very good item. It's just going to make it so the other team has a little bit more trouble at the start, and is going to give Belric some much needed hit points. Even though it's on Karina right now, we definitely want to switch that over to the Belric as soon as we can get him to level 2. So now that the boss round has ended, we're looking pretty good on power. we can probably stay over 20 gold if we want, or I might decide to just keep spending. That is probably my favorite thing about Eggy's skill 2, is that you don't really have to maintain your gold as you would if you're using any other commander. Because if that win streak is still going, you're gaining gold every round pretty much. So it's definitely nice to not have to worry too much about the gold as long as the streak is still in play. Now I still haven't swapped out the carry yet. I think, yeah, well, right here. And I should sell them off too, because at this point it's just gold sitting there not being used. Yeah, it looks like I am setting myself up right here. Switch into a full sin elf build. And guys, if you can get your builds going online early with Eggy Skill 2, you really can build anything, and as long as you're scaling hard enough, be able to win that match. Now the worst thing you can do with Eggy Skill 2 is if you are on like a lose streak or something and the wins aren't going your way, if you just keep spending your gold, you're going to really put yourself in a corner. So only be spending as much, only be cycling through and spending as much gold as you want, as long as you're keeping your win streak going. Now we did not have enough time to throw in another hero there, which is unfortunate, but looks like our team is strong enough to where it doesn't matter at this point. Karina and Selena, if you're doing an elf build, definitely get them to level 2 as fast as you can. Your team will go very far with them being level 2. And you have the Karina. Now all we need to do is get one elf hero in there and the build is complete. Getting that Belric to level 2 is actually very big. He's going to make the start of the fight just way more on our side. We can put the flicker onto him and he'll do some much needed CC at the start, but also does a ton of burst damage. So he is leading in damage all the way till the end of the fight, with him just proccing twice at the start. So looking pretty decent on gold here. I would say if I needed to, I could definitely upgrade and throw in my last hero after this round is over, but we'll see what we get as far as the items. Definitely want some magic lifesteal on Belric, would be super nice at this point. Or probably some defense items would also be good. Probably going to take get the assassin synergies, so that way we can right off the bat get a assassin bonus in there. The magic item for Belric. Now he's got some sustainability on him, and we are looking pretty strong going into this round. Now 3 elves are not going to be strong enough though, so I definitely want to find the 6th elf as soon as possible. And since our upgrades are just so cheap, it should not be a problem to upgrade and throw in the last hero right here, which is going to be that Earthel. Now we are definitely cruising. We are looking good on synergy, good on items, definitely good on hit points. And looks like I switched over the items to Karina. I think that's just because I didn't get any like magic lifesteal or anything like that to really make the Belric a game changer. So went ahead and put the items back on Karina because she does do a lot of damage and has a ton of immunity with her ultimate. I'm still going to leave Maya in that far left corner because she's just level 2, doesn't really have any items on her, so it doesn't really matter if she gets hooked by the Franco or taken out in that back line. It's not that big of a deal. Now, if I do an elf build and I'm using Eva skill 2, I will usually try to upgrade my heroes a little bit more, like maybe get a 3-star Maya or whatnot. But since I was using Eggy skill 2, there was not going to be enough time to upgrade that Maya, so I just decided to move on with her at level 2. And this was obviously a pretty fast game, so yeah, just start to finish scaling hard. And it's been a little bit since I posted one of these. Definitely was looking for a Yuzhong there as my last hero, just to make Selena a little bit stronger and get a little bit of CC. But it doesn't really matter. We've scaled hard enough and the team is leveled enough with good items, or decent items. So able to pick him up in this last round here. And guys, this is pretty much it for this one. Yeah, been a little bit since I've done a 100 hit points warrior, so I hope you guys enjoyed this one. Thank you. Let's see how it ends him off here. Also, Tigreal with that flicker skill is really, it's pretty effective at the start there. With, I mean, CC and stuff, it's almost like Belric up front. He just, yeah, works very well. And that's it for this one. Thank you guys.